Hi. So this is second weekend I'm here at Mount Gretna at the Mount Gretna School of Art. Actually, last week hadn't really started yet, so I've been through a week now of teaching here, and I gotta say it's pretty amazing. I really recommend it to anyone interested in painting, world of painting. Wonderful community. I've been teaching landscape painting, and going to do another week, one more week, then going back to Colorado, going, but it's fabulous. I'll put the link again into the email, and pretty great, pretty great. Um, yeah, I've been out doing my own work, painting, drawing. Right now it's raining outside. It is Pennsylvania. It's humid and thick, but it hasn't been. It changes, a lot. It's been also very lovely out, actually. So a mix. Anyway, that's been going on. The group's great, learning a lot out there painting. We were by the lake a couple days this week, looking at we were looking at Corot in Italy, some Monet, Dickinson, Fairfield Porter. Next week, I think Cezanne. Jump into that. So I wanted to actually go back to the gift and read more. It was a bit of a rush job last week. So let's see if I can come back to this. It's in the introduction of The Gift by Lewis Hyde. I mentioned it last week. I'm going to put a PDF of the text in to the email for y'all. But just get the book. It's so good. So, all right, but I'll sort of continue. I'm going to continue from the last paragraph that I read last time. And I'm actually sitting on the floor in this room because I didn't want to like look down on the computer and on the desk. And it wasn't just anyway, I'm sort of sitting on the floor. It's not the most comfortable, but it's not terrible. All right. We also rightly speak of intuition or inspiration as a gift. As the artist works, some portion of their creation is bestowed upon them. An idea pops into his head, a tune begins to play, a phrase comes to mind, a color falls in place on the canvas. Usually, in fact, the artist does not find himself engaged or exhilarated by the work, nor does it seem authentic until this gratuitous element has appeared. So that along with any true creation comes the uncanny sense that I, the artist, did not make the work. Not I, not I, but the wind that blows through me, says D.H. Lawrence. Not all artists emphasize the gift phase of their creations to the degree that Lawrence does, but all artists feel it. These two senses of gift refer only to the creation of the work, what we might call the inner life of art. But it is my assumption that we should extend this way of speaking to its outer life as well, to the work after it has left its maker's hands. That art that matters to us, that moves the heart or revives the soul, or delights the senses, or offers courage for living. However we choose to describe the experience, that work is received by us as a gift is received. Even if we have paid a fee at the door of the museum or concert hall, when we are touched by a work of art, something comes to us which has nothing to do with the price. I went to see a landscape painter's works, and that evening, walking among pine trees near my home, I could see the shapes and colors I had not seen the day before. The spirit of an artist's gifts can wake our own. The work appeals as Joseph Conrad says, to a part of our being which is itself a gift and not an acquisition. Our sense of harmony can hear the harmonies that Mozart heard. We may not have the power to profess our gifts as the artist does, and yet we come to recognize and, in a sense, to receive the endowments of our being through the agency of his creation. We feel fortunate, even redeemed. The daily commerce of our lives, sugar for sugar and salt for salt, as the blues singers say, proceeds at its own constant level, but a gift revives the soul. When we are moved by art, we are grateful that the artist lived, grateful that he labored in the service of his gifts. If a work of art is the emanation of its maker's gift, and if it is received by its audience as a gift, then is it too a gift? I have framed the question to imply an affirmative answer, but I doubt we can be so categorical. Any object, any item of commerce becomes one kind of property or another, depending on how we use it. Even if a work of art contains the spirit of the artist's gift, it does not follow that the work itself is a gift. It is what we make of it. And yet, that said, it must be added that the way we treat a thing can sometimes change its nature. For example, religions often prohibit the sale of sacred objects, the implication being that their sanctity is lost if they are bought and sold. A work of art seems to be a hardier breed. It can be sold in the market and still emerge a work of art. But if it is true that in the essential commerce of art, a gift is carried by the work from the artist to the audience, if I am right to say that where there is no gift, there is no art, then it may be possible to destroy a work of art by converting it into a pure commodity. Such, at any rate, is my position. I do not maintain that art cannot be bought and sold. I do maintain that the gift portion of the work places a constraint upon our merchandise. The particular form, is this right? Do I want to read this part? La, 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 la. Okay, I want to jump. Every culture, or is it that part too? One second. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep reading. The particular form that my elaboration of these ideas has taken may be best introduced through a description of how I came to my topic in the first place. For some years now, I myself have tried to make my way as a poet, a translator, and a sort of scholar without institution. Inevitably, the money question comes up. Labors such as mine are notoriously non-remunerative, and a landlord is not interested in your book of translations the day the rent falls due. A necessary corollary seems to follow the proposition that a work of art is a gift. There is nothing in the labor of art itself that will automatically make it pay. Quite the opposite, in fact. I developed this point at some length in the chapters that follow, so I shall not elaborate upon it here, except to say that every modern artist who has chosen to labor with a gift must sooner or later wonder how he or she is to survive in a society dominated by market exchange. And if the fruits of a gift are gifts themselves, how is the artist to nourish himself spiritually as well as materially in an age whose values are market values and whose commerce consists almost exclusively in the purchase and sale of commodities? Every culture offers its citizens an image of what it is to be a man or woman of substance. There have been times and places in which a person came into his or her social being through the dispersal of his gifts, the big man or big woman being the one through whom the most gifts flowed. The mythology of a market society reverses the picture. Getting rather than giving is the mark of a substantial person, and the hero is self-possessed, self-made. So long as these assumptions rule, a disquieting sense of triviality, of worthlessness even, will nag the man or woman who labors in the service of a gift and whose products are not adequately described as commodities. Where we reckon our substance by our acquisitions, the gifts of the gifted man are powerless to make him substantial. Moreover, as I shall argue in my opening chapters, a gift that cannot be given away ceases to be a gift. The spirit of a gift is kept alive by its constant donation. If this is the case, then the gifts of the inner world must be accepted as gifts in the outer world if they are to retain their vitality. Where gifts have no public currency, therefore, where the gift as a form of property is neither recognized nor honored, our inner gifts will find themselves excluded from the very commerce which is their nourishment. Or to say the same thing from a different angle, where commerce is exclusively a traffic in merchandise, the gifted cannot enter into the give and take that ensures the livelihood of their spirit. It goes on, but I'll stop. Yep. It's a bit dense, but it's right on. It's really right on. The life of making from with spirit, the giving of that, the nourishing of that. Anyway, I'm waiting for the rain to stop so I can go out and see what I can do with this painting that I started yesterday. It's really pouring. Okay, that's it. I'll uh I'll post a picture of not the one I'm in the middle of, something I started the last week. I hope you're all well and making stuff. And I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, be well, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.